But we're going to be moving on. So according to some sources, it has been rumored that Bray Wyatt will be returning to WWE. Now we've talked about Bray and like his happenings over the last 9 months. Him in the pitch black match, him being scrapped from WrestleMania plans. Do you think that a return for Bray Wyatt can help the WWE at this point in time?
I feel like he's kind of unneeded, and they kind of prove that he's unneeded, which is kind of messed up because I want to say this time last year I was super excited to hear anything about Bray. I'm not saying that he comes back, I won't care at all, and that he doesn't have anything to offer because I love how creative Bray Wyatt is. Um, but I just feel like it's been so inconsistent with the use of him that I don't think a lot of fans would be invested. Um, and it kind of sucks. Like he would have to really bring back something completely different. He might have to scrap the mythical stuff for a bit and then surprise us. Like it's fine if he just comes back as is, like the original Bray Wyatt. But I don't think anyone cares right now to see anything mythical out of him at this given point in time because this company just does not have good luck with it. Neither does Wyndham. So I mean, if he comes back, cool. If he doesn't, I think we're doing great on both shows without his presence. That's how I feel. What do you think?
I think that, like you said, the stop and go and the inconsistency of his on-screen appearances have definitely thrown a wrench into his personal momentum. And I feel like at some point in time, you're just gonna have to like move on, right? Like you can't just wait for people forever to get it together, whatever they're going through. It may not even be their fault, but it's just like, bro, we got a show to do. We got things to do. And the WWE has changed so much, even from the time that he was last on screen, right? Like, so I mean, I would be in like, I don't think that the WWE needs him. I think that the WWE can benefit from him, right? Like, obviously, there's this world championship on Raw. He could be integrated into that picture, right? But it's just like, now, how do you make that happen? Because he was on SmackDown. But see, if there was consistency in his character, there's a greater likelihood that there would be kind of a definitive answer as far as what brand he's on, what his motive is, what he wants to go after. But once again, that stop and go just makes things very, very difficult and very, very different. And
Hmm.
if you look at just like WWE and the characters that are from Bray Wyatt's generation, it's like everybody's kind of leveled up. Everybody's kind of like moved up in their own particular way, whether it's Seth on Raw, whether it's Roman on SmackDown, whether it's the Four Horsewomen, whether, Charlotte, Bailey, even Mercedes and New Japan. You know what I mean? Like everybody is kind of leveled up in a way. And the reason why they've leveled up is because of their consistency. I think that Bray Wyatt is I think he's one of the most innovative minds in the history of pro wrestling. The stuff that we've seen him conceptualize is absolutely phenomenal. But if you don't have the consistency to execute it, or if you're not flushing out your material as much as you possibly can, and you want to take breaks, that's only going to hurt you. And we see that now because Bray Wyatt this time last year, when we were talking about his return, we were bugging out. Remember, this time last year we were leading up to Extreme Rules. And
Hmm.
that's and we were all buzzing about his return. And so now we're in a position where it's just like it's like, all right, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You don't want to get to that point. You know what I mean? So
But I have a weird idea. Well, what if the issue is that, all right, we don't care to see Bray Wyatt in a title picture. We don't really care to see him as an individual get over. What if he came back but he assisted? Like you were talking about him, and then I just thought about NXT, and then Schism came to my mind. I was like, well, what if he just played a role, kind of leading a faction or just helping to get other people over by kind of being the glue to make it make more sense and less goofy.
that can work. But now the counterpart to that is Schism ready as a faction?
Oh God, no, not after that performance by Ava Rain the other day.
And that's what I was looking for. Because that's
Uh,
another piece, right? Bray, we're not denying Bray's talent and his ability to get people over and his ability to kind of help bring other people up. Because part of the reason why we know of guys like Brody Lee, rest his soul, Eric Rowan, Braun Strowman, is because of what even Alexa Bliss at one point is because of the creativity and the talent of Bray Wyatt. So we're not questioning that, but it's just like now, if we are going to put somebody next to him, he is going to put somebody over, are they ready? And that's another moving piece. But
Does he fit? Is I guess the question in all of what's going on.
I feel like that can only be solved by him being consistent. If he's
You're right.
consistently there, they'll find a way for him to be included. If he's not, then it makes it a little bit
Tough
difficult.
luck.
But we want to know how y'all feel. If Bray Wyatt returns, is this a needle moving move for WWE? But we're gonna move on. So